Jai Hind everyone. My name is Niharika Tripathi, working as assistant professor in AKGC Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today I will be discussing about Unit 2 Hadoop. It is a topic in Big Data and Analytics KDS 601 CSC DS Computer Science. So first of all, I want to tell you about what is Hadoop. That is, Hadoop is a software that was launched by Apache. It is an open source framework that allows distributed storage and processing of large data sets across clusters of computers, basically to handle big data. As in the previous lecture, we have studied about the big data. What is the big data? Basically the data that is very huge in size and that is not accessible by a normal DBMS system. So we use Apache Hadoop. Basically it is a framework that uses distributed processing and it is used to handle big data. It is a framework that is based on Java programming with some native codes in C and Shell scripts. So basically it is normally the Hadoop is compatible with Java. So but some of the codes are written in the C and the Shell scripts. So basically it is a framework that is used to write in Java programming language. So why do we need big data? Why do we need Hadoop? What is the need of Hadoop? So there is a problem with the big data. That the first problem is where to store this huge amount of data. As in the previous slide also I told about that RDBMS is not able to hold such type of data. It is not able to store such type of data. So we need Hadoop. Then next is the processing of such a huge data that requires a lot of processing. So there occurs a problem with the big data. So that is why why this Hadoop is compatible. So basically in the traditional approach like RDBMS, it is not sufficient due to heterogeneity of data. In RDBMS we only store structured data, but unstructured data, that is heterogeneous, that can be structured as well as unstructured. So it is very difficult to store such type of data. So for that there is a problem with the problem arises with the RDBMS. So Hadoop is the solution to the problem to store and process such type of data. So basically from where this term came from. So in 2002 it was launched by Doug Cutting and Mike Carfella. They started to work on a project known as Apache Nutch project. But the main target was to basically they made a crawler that will process huge data. But they soon realized that it is not able to store big data. So in 2003, Google released a paper on GFS to describe how to store the large data set. So, and then in the next year, 2004, then Google also released another paper on MapReduce techniques. So how to handle such type of data. But this work in 2004, this work was only in the paper. It was not implemented. It was only on the paper only. So in 2007, the Doug Cutting split out the distributed computing parts from Nutch and created Hadoop. So how it was created? Basically, Hadoop is a name given by Doug Cutting. So once he was looking at his son playing with his toy elephant. It came into his mind that Hadoop will be the name of that software. Basically, it is the toy elephant of the Doug Cutting son. So then he named it in 2007 he named it Hadoop. Then later on in 2008 it came into the working. Yahoo successfully tested Hadoop 1000 node clusters. Then in 2008 it released an open source project to Apache Software Foundation, and in the 2009 Hadoop was successfully tested to sort up petabytes of data in less than 17 hours. Then in 2011, Apache Software Foundation released Apache Hadoop version 1.0, and then 17 it came, then another version of Hadoop came. So another version is 2000 Apache Hadoop 3.0. That is the current version of Hadoop. So basically, what is Hadoop and what is a Hadoop distributed file system? Basically, it is a we can call it as HDFS. That means Hadoop distributed file system. Basically, it is the allocated file system. It is a primary data storage system in Hadoop applications. Basically, whatever the data is coming from the various sources, it will be temporarily stored in the HDFS file system. Basically, it is a storage it is a primary storage device to store such type of huge data. So in HDFS is the data is once written on the server, and it will continuously be used many times according to the need. So basically, the targets of HDFS follows: the ability to recover from hardware failures, access to streaming data, accommodation of large data sets, and the portability. So these are the basic target to handle such type of data of Hadoop. Basically, Hadoop works on the master-slave architecture. So Hadoop has two nodes, the name node and the data node. Now, name node is basically we can say it is the master node, or it is the primary node that will store the data, that will handle the data. Now it will collect the instructions from the various sources, and then it will assign some job or task to the another node, that is the slave node or the data node. So name node is the main node that will take the processes and then take the job, and it will assign the jobs to another nodes, or these nodes are known as the data nodes. There will be one name node and but multiple data nodes can be there, because they will be handling the task in a parallel manner. Now, what are the types of Hadoop file formats? So first is a text file. The text file is the most basic and human readable file. The files that we normally the users write basically the file system we normally use that are written in any of the programming language. Next is the sequence file. So the sequence file format is used to store an image format. In binary format. The image is split into multiple parts, and then we store that image in a binary format using a sequence file system. Next is the Avro file system. Basically, the Avro file system is used to store the file in a Hadoop framework. So in the Hadoop framework or Hadoop programming language, we use the default format for storing a file is Avro. Now, next is the ParaQ file format. Basically, it is a columnar format that was developed by Cloudera and Twitter. Basically, we can say it is a DBMS or database management system of Hadoop that will store the data in a tabular form, or we can say it in a columnar form. So basically, it is used in the framework in Spark, supported in Spark, Apache Spark, MapReduce, Hive. These are the frameworks of the Hadoop. Basically, Apache Hadoop is a complete framework, but it consists of some other frameworks like Apache Hadoop HDFS, MapReduce, Apache Spark, Hive, Pig. So these are the basic frameworks that are included in the Hadoop format only. Now, before we start with the Hadoop streaming, in the Hadoop node, Hadoop is the basic. Hadoop consists of two types of node: name node and the data node. So the name node, what is the wake of the name node? The name node will the name node is a primary node that will handle the data, and then it will transmit the data to the various nodes. So basically, various some daemons, or we can say some background processes run at that time. Some background processes run. So these processes are known as a daemon. So these background processes are known as a daemons. So there are two types of daemons. First is the job tracker. Second is the task tracker. So task tracker and the job tracker. So what is the job tracker? Will only track the job and then it will assign the job in the same way as it works in the same way as the name node. The job tracker will track the jobs, and then what it will do in the task tracker, the task tracker will perform the job. All the operations will be performed in the task tracker. So job tracker will fetch the job and then it will assign the jobs to the task tracker. So these are the diamonds of Hadoop, or you can say these are basically included in MapReduce, but these are the processes of a part of Apache Hadoop. All the task is divided into various parts and then it will be accessed. Now next is Hadoop streaming. Basically, what is the meaning of Hadoop streaming? Hadoop streaming that it is a framework in MapReduce. So as we know that Apache Hadoop is basically in the previous slide we studied that the Apache Hadoop supports Java programming language. All the codes are basically written in the Java programming language or C shell scripts, but we need some other languages. Sometimes we need other languages to support Apache Hadoop, but that is very difficult. So basically we can see that Hadoop MapReduce framework is written in Java and provide support for writing MapReduce programs in Java only. We cannot write in another programming language. But however, some scripts are already written in C or shell. But while we talk about the programming part, we perform programming in the Java language only. But Hadoop provides an API for writing MapReduce programs in languages other than Java. So we can say that, but there is a framework that is used, or you can say that API that is used to write MapReduce programs in languages other than the Java. So next is the Hadoop streaming. Hadoop streaming is now here comes the term Hadoop streaming that is used to write the programs and that is because basically we can say it is an API that is used to write the programs in languages other than Java. Hadoop streaming is the utility that allows us to create and run MapReduce jobs with any scripts or executable as the mapper of the reducer. Basically, it will create and run MapReduce jobs in the form of executable scripts, or you can say basically all the task is executed or run by using mapper or reducer. We will come to know about this mapper or reducer in the next slide. Next is it uses Unix stream. Basically, that is an API that is used for Hadoop streaming. So it uses Unix streams as the interface between the Hadoop and our MapReduce programs, so that we can use any language which can be read standard input and write to standard output for writing our MapReduce programs. Basically, Hadoop streaming supports the execution of Java as well as non-Java program MapReduce job execution over the Hadoop cluster. Basically, Hadoop supports Python, Perl, R, PHP and C++ programming languages. So this is a syntax, or we can say that is basically that is a API that is used to write a code in the language other than the Java. So that is the code is Hadoop Home. That is basically that is a name of the system, that is the operating system bin folder. Hadoop Zard, that is a code, that is basically we can say that is a file name. Now Hadoop Home has Hadoop streaming. Now we are running the code as Hadoop streaming. Now my input directory, my output directory. Then basically here we are changing the directories. Mapper is a function that is used to execute the task in the form of key value pairs. Mapper /bin/cat is the name of the file. /reducer/user bin/ wc. That is the name of the file. Now how it works, what is how the task is executed in Hadoop streaming. So first is the input format. Whatever the task is being coming from the various input sources, that is stored in the form of input format. Then input format is then transferred to the mapper. Now here all the task will be having a key and the value pairs. All the tasks will be having key and value, whatever the jobs they are coming. Then the mapper will assign a key value pair to the functions stdin and stdout. Basically, these are the from input and output functions of mapper, and in the same way, the tasks are then passed to the reducer. Then reducer will execute the task in the form of stdin as in stdout. Then key value pair will be sent to the output format. We will be learning about this complete working in the next slide. So basically, the mapper and the reducer are the scripts that read the input line by line from the stdi and emit the output to stdout. Basically, all the tasks, basically MapReduce framework, or you can say Apache Hadoop framework, it will split the job into multiple parts and then performs parallel processing. In Hadoop, the main advantage of Hadoop is that it supports parallel programming language, parallel programming processing. So, there was a problem in the big data that we are not able to store and process the big data. So we use the framework HDFS and MapReduce. HDFS is used to store the data primarily, and then MapReduce will process the task. Now how it processes the task? It will perform parallel processing. It will execute the task in the task is being assigned to different machines, and then they will execute the task in the to various CPUs or various machines. Then the task is executed in a parallel way, and then after that we collect all the tasks in the then combine all the tasks, and then support will send the output to the physical level. So basically, this is the working of the MapReduce. MapReduce performs the parallel processing. In MapReduce, there are two frameworks, the mapper and the reducer. Now we have here the mapper. Mapper will accept the input, it will process the input, and then the reducer will process the output, will produce the output in the output format, in the desired output format. So basically, mapper and reducer are the two functions that is used in MapReduce. So first is the mapper and the reducer are the scripts that read the input line by line from stdin and emit the output to stdout. Now, the utility creates basically stdin. Here we can see here the stdin and stdout. Now first in the mapper will read the input format or input received from the data ingestion layer. The mapper will count the key value pair, it will divide the task into various key value pairs. Now it will read the input, it will read each and every input line by line, and then it transmits the stdin will read the input line by line, and then stdout will emit the output to, then stdi will, now after reading the input, it will transmit the output to the stdout. Now what will be do? Now stdout will transfer the key value pair, the divided chunks into the pass these values in the reducer. So basically, the utility creates a MapReduce job and submits the job to an appropriate cluster and monitors the job progress until its completion. Basically, in MapReduce or Hadoop, Apache Hadoop or any framework, the job is assigned to appropriate cluster, or the cluster, or you can say the system that is free, or the resources that are free. and then the utility, it will check, it will monitor the job until its completion. Now, when a script is specified for mappers, then each mapper task launches the scripts as a separate process. Now, whenever we are getting the script, now it will be transmitted to the mapper. Then each mapper task launches the scripts as a separate process when the mapper is initialized. Whenever the mapper is initialized, each mapper task, each or every input value will be assigned, will be divided into key value pairs, and then it will be processed whenever we initialize the mapper function. The process is initialized. Now, in the reducer, now this was all the work of the mapper task. It will process the input, and next is the reducer. As the reducer task runs, it converts the input key value pairs into lines and feed the lines to the standard input of the process. For both mapper and reducer, the prefix of a line until the first tab character is the key. So basically, in the mapper and reducer, there is a tab character. So there are basically key and the value. So suppose, so here the prefix of a line until the first tab character. Suppose there is a line, how are you? So if we have entered a space here, the text before this R is the key and RU is the value. So in the same way, the values are assigned, except that this is customizable by setting input format command option for mapper and output format option for the reducer. Now next is the Hadoop pipe. Basically, in the Hadoop streaming, we can write the code in languages other than Java. Now Hadoop pipes is a framework or the interface that is used to write a program in the C++ programming language in Apache Hadoop or Apache Hadoop map reducing. Basically, unlike streaming, this uses standard input and output to communicate with the map and reduce code. Pipe uses sockets as the channel over which the task tracker communicates with the process running the C++ map or reduce function. Basically, there is a socket, or we can say it is a channel, or these channels are known as the pipes, that is used to execute the task in the language and in C++ language. So this is the way of, this is how the task is being executed in the streaming process, and in the same way how the task is in the, there is a difference only here of the C++ wrapper library, otherwise it is same as the Hadoop pipe, Hadoop streaming. So in the many ways the approach will be similar to Hadoop streaming, but using writable serialization to convert types into bits that are sent to the process via a socket. So this was all about Hadoop, introduction to Hadoop. Thank you very much.